available as well. They're gonna go. Oh, look at that! They're gonna go down the Husker route. Fair, all right.
I don't think there's much that the Spirit Breaker can do. You have to play really aggressive in T1. See, Ember has a lot of wave clear out for the Flame Guard. Carl can kind of try to clear that out with the higher levels in the Orb and Waning Rift. So it's not as simple as it is for Sanctity. It boils down to rune control. This matchup's all about bot control.
Bot lane, Kishka still trying to fight back, but should eventually drop to a first blood across the map as Cuckoo goes. But they miss out on the bonus gold, and well, Kishka, he's still going on white bot. He will barely tie to Gabby in time. Still a big loss for T1, it feels like.
Good movement out from Lilgun to work that top lane again, but you want more from this lane than you are currently getting.
Oh, absolutely. 423 is having a really good time up at top. I mean, I know it's across the map right now, John, but 423 is having a completely free time as mid lane Carl is getting dived. Sanctity able to take a solo pick off onto the puck, and that sorted him out. As Carl get a bit of damage off, but in the meantime, they left Gabby alone. Gabby still alive, but the Shadow Poisons are starting to stack up, and one more should do the trick as Gabby is going to drop. Kishka able to take the kill. That's kind of what happens when you have two supports rotating.
But that leaves you exposed to the Husker chasing down. I think there's always that threat of 423 running down. Cuckoo's not having great lane here. 5 CS, level 4, it's so low.
Gabby, he has popped the meta trying to fight back into 11, and 11 might just drop here and does. Gabby, able to take a kill on the TB.
Really gonna hurt T1. You're gonna have to invest into that jungle, buy some time for the Terrorblade to really get the farm going, because this kind of pace is not gonna match the Husker's spikes. Because that armlet's very soon to come out. My Cuckoo, again, 4.5 compared to 43.6. This is not a great time, although they will make moves mid.
Sanctity. It'll be just fine. I mean, they can charge all they like, but it's not going to amount to much. Zephyr now is going to get caught. Ace 12 setting up. Sanctity should be able to set up for this kill, and it's going to be a nice, easy one. Zephyr has no way out of there as Sanctity will use the Sleight of Fist to finish off the job. Meantime, I believe there is a bit of a dive down bot lane as Gabby will speed up for a second, but ultimately is going to be okay to back off as Whitemon will try to just force them back. 11 taking a substantial amount of damage. As Carl's rotated as well on the puck, and they're going to be able to find another Mars kill. So Carl making the rotation work this time, and they might even keep going. They still have the Dream Coil up, so Kishka is still a bit of a sitting duck, and Carl will see him now. Kishka will cop the coil. While this is happening though, Cuckoo does drop top lane to 423 once again, but at least Carl will find a double across the map.
Look for another play with the Invis. Maybe look to rotate top, find a kill on that Husker, or just make a move onto the Ember if they want. But the loss of rune control here for Lilgun is painful.
Cuckoo's having a very rough time top lane, John. I mean, at this point, you question whether he should even go back. Meanwhile, bottom, they're having a look at Gabby. Now, Gabby's going to be fine. They aren't going to make the jump in. Instead, though, Zephyr going to try and charge 11. They do catch him in that kinetic field, so 11, he is trapped up. He'll go for an arena spear out of the Nightmare. Is going to buy a bit of time, as maybe they can try to turn this back onto the supports of T1. They've got a disruption, and now with 423 around, they've got the damage. Whitemon, he'll go as Zephyr now is going to try and find his own way out. He could go for the charge, and looks like he should be just fine in doing so. In fact, never mind, he won't, because 11, he was ready for it. Does cancel the charge off. So the run continues, but Sanctity will have the follow-up damage and control.
Well, they can make something happen, but 423 is a pretty tough target to try to go on.
He is. Well, you say that, John. He does have that armlet, so it does make him a little bit more difficult to kill off, as he does go right onto Whitemon. And yeah, they just can't take him down. Carl has coil up if he wants to keep trying, but it's very difficult if you've got someone who can armlet toggle very well like 423. And like you mentioned, he just gets away. No real punishment.
Cuckoo
in trouble again. Sanctity going to chain him up now, and that's going to be another death for Cuckoo. Scan is out. Whitemon, you'll know where 423 is. Dream Coil's there. They're going to try into the Husker with the Static Storm out. This time it'll be harder to just really armor toggle out of this. He is still trying though, but does not make it. A nice attempt from 4-2-3 as they are at least going to try and catch out Whitemon and punish. Glimpse away on to Sanctity, but he's going to be fine to Remnant back in. They do get the Disruptor, but can they find Carl? They've got the Fiend's Grip. Carl would really prefer not to die right now. Still waning Rift down towards the
Take some towers, because if T1 are allowed to play at a slower pace, the Terrorblade will go bigger and bigger, and he's going to scale a lot better than the Husker will.
I still seem to want to try and defend this top T1 tower. T1, they'll happily take it out. It's a little bit of a group up from 4-2-3 and Ace 12, but can they really try and defend this? I mean, if you can get a Fiend's Rip on Carl, it could be a nice setup, but it feels like they've got plenty of ways to cancel this off as now the charge is going to fly through. They've got the Static Storm with the Glimpse back onto the Husker. It's going to be a great setup. 4-2-3 is going to be trying to force to just fight back, but he can't do it right now as there's just too much control. T1, they can go for the second onto Ace 12, and they clean up. The problem is with this Husker, John, you get caught in that Static Storm, it's just too hard to armor toggle. As they'll go on to 11 now, the Dream Coil committed, they'll have the setup. 11 will try to run. And they've got that Witch's Blade slow, and they'll have plenty of damage from Carl to secure the kill. Mid lane, however, Zephyr has been caught by Sanctity, but it's still a very worthwhile trade here for T1. They'll be happy with that.
Find the big kills they need to. They find a tower and just feels a lot bigger. T1 will go for a smoke play though. Maybe want to reveal that Scotty and get a nice kill for themselves.
11, gonna break the smoke, but that's a great target for T1 to try and focus down. They'll even commit the Primal Split just to make sure. In the meantime, who's dying? They got Carl on a Fiend's Grip. The charge is there in time, however. Carl might make it out just in the nick of time and does blink away into the orb, but the chase is on from Sanctity, but it's too late. He is too late. They will even take down Ace 12, and the only thing Lilgun do get was Zephyr. So close to getting that puck, but they just did not have the follow-up damage being committed from Lilgun. In they go back into that triangle. T1 may not know about this, though Whitemon is prepped to try and break the smoke, but no, they're up. Nobody's broken the smoke, so Lilgun, they might be able to make the jump in, but where's the blinker? 11, who are we going after, sir? They don't seem to have the information yet as Zephyr. He's going to get jumped here by 4-2-3, but Gabby, he can get right to work. Ace 12 is already gone on the Bane. Now Static Storm being dropped perfectly from Whitemon in the arena, not allowing the spear combination out from 11. Does that allow Gabby to relocate, find a better position for himself, but they've still got to find a way to try and do with 4-2-3 on this Husker, and now they can, as 4-2-3, he cannot deal with this Scotty at the moment. He is gone. Ace 12's trying to Fiend's Rip up somebody, but Carl's going to be just fine, as 4-2-3 is still just trying to fight back with the armlet, but can he really keep it going? Kishka gonna give all the HP back to Gabby as they do end up getting 4-2-3 in the end. There's your spear out now from 11, but it's not gonna be enough. You don't have the damage any longer as they can just clear out the side of Lilgun. So Ace 12 is still trying to move forward along with Sanctity and try to find this TB kill. Instead, they're gonna have to try and go after Whitemon, but Carl's gonna move back in on the puck. Problem is they are not
Lilgun some power. It's not the safest though. They are scouting out Evolutions in T1, and they're in position to fight back on this Roche.
Roshan dropping low. Sanctity going to try to zone them out, but Roshan is still going, and they've got the Cyclone out onto 4-2-3. Bit of an awkward fight here for Lilgun. We'll see if they can still take it. 4-2-3, he's trying with the BKB. He's got the Aegis up. Gabby now, he's going to man fight in the melee form onto the Husker. But 4-2-3 still okay, still able to fight back. He's got the Aegis up, but now your Metamorphosis available. In the meantime, Carl, he takes down 11, and they've got the Aegis gone from this Husker. And I think that might be enough for T1. Even if they pop the meta, they might call it that though, never mind. They want more. They'll get Ace 12 down. They found Kishka on the Shadow Demon. Oh, they've even got 4-2-3 as Cuckoo will try to help out Gabby. The Sunder will be there. The reset. 4-2-3 though, he is still fighting back with all these disarms out. Gabby could not fight back against the Husker as Zephyr. He will finally take care of 4-2-3. And it does still seem to be a win for T1. But these disarms, John, they are causing problems.
Yeah, I mean, he got the shard. So it's a lower cooldown ag soon from 4-2-3, so he can just force the Terrorblade, force whoever he does a life break, just face him and fight. And that will be very, very bad news here for sub T1 Sanctity.
Does find one. Gonna try and move on to Carl, who is quite low on mana, so Sanctity wants to see if he could just take care of this puck as well. Though I do agree with the BKB timings lowering for T1, things can get a lot scarier. Top lane, Kishka. He'll be around to defend. Not the easiest defense, but when you're behind the T2 tower, you can just hide forever as Carl. Oh boy, he's gonna get caught out. Fiend's Grip will be there in 4-2-3. May have just enough time, and he will. Carl is gonna drop. They tried to help him out with the charge out, though they might still be able to get 4-2-3 now. Static Storm has been dropped, but he got the BKB in time, so he should be able to turn back in onto Gabby, and he'll try to do so with the disarm out. Yes. Gabby is just standing there. He has the Sunder. He'll throw it out back in onto the Mars, and they've got 4-2-3. They have got 4-2-3 down. Wymon to drop. Sanctity's becoming a problem though as he's cleaning up now. He's got a godlike spree and he's onto Gabby. He wants the big target. He wants the TB and he's gonna get him. Cuckoo's left to try and fight back for his team as he will at least get ace 12, but he is running out of time to back himself out. He'll be okay to do so.
In a smoke now, minute 20 till the next rush. If they time this right and it's a fast respawn, they could win big, but T1's also grouping up, Mike.
Yeah. Sanctity just holding that high ground, may get caught as the charge is there into the silence. This could be the first time he does finally go down, but no, Nightmare will buy a bit of time at the BKB. It does come off, so Sanctity, he can go for an escape and just retreat, trying to find a reset as 4-2-3 is still fighting within that arena. Who have they gone on though? In the backside, they got Fiend's Grip. Carl, he's been caught out on the puck and he's gone. Sanctity is still not tied, just juking and jiving in the middle of this fight. And T1, they might just need to back now, as the chase has started. Cuckoo, he'll run one way, Gabby will run the other, but they've both been caught out. Gabby still trying to fight against 11, but it's not a fight he can win at the moment, as Wymon, he'll drop the Sanctity. Gabby, well, he's running. 11 is still on the chase, however. It is going to land the Yules into the spear back. The buyback is out from Cuckoo, but is that really going to be able to help? I don't think it will, John. I think Gabby's gone without buyback, as Carl even brought back into this fight to boot, but they just can't help. Though Zephyr, he'll bulldoze right through two of them, and does get 11 in Kishka. And now Carl's going to try and at least snipe down this Bane. He'll keep going. Ace 12. Trying to survive with that Shadow Amulet, but is eventually going to drop to the buybacks. They do pay off for T1. They find 3 round attempts at top lane, but well, their bot lane is still going to be forced in with all these illusions. And the damage does add up quite quickly. More mid lane, 4-2-3. Go for the line break onto Zephyr, but he's jumped into a lot of heroes right now. He might need a bit of help. He does have that Aegis though, and they will just tornado him up. Not going to waste any time with this Husker. They don't want to bar of it right now, and that's fair enough. Instead though, Lilgun, sure you don't get the high ground, but you can still go after that last outer tower in that mid lane. And that's exactly what they're going to do here. 4-2-3, he'll make his way over. It's time for that high ground attempt from Lilgun, I think.
He's got the level 25 as well, Mike. Burning Spears, pure damage, that's going to rip right through Gabby if he's not careful. And the siege will begin. Dank can just kind of remnant in as well, so full 5-man's ready to go. Still a lot of time left in that Aegis, a minute left, and they should make them good work happen in the high ground here for Lilgun.
You'd hope so. Still T1 getting prepared to try and defend as Carl slowly start chipping away at everyone. Another Primal Split committed. In the backside though, who have they got? Gabby gonna be forced to be keeping up very early as he turns back in on 11. In the meantime, Zephyr trying to control up the backlines. They do take down Ace 12. Where's Gabby though? He's still just fighting 4-2-3, but he's surrounded. He might need some help, but he does pop that Silver Edge, and he is gonna be able to get himself out now, as it does seem like T1 are so far in the lead for this team fight, as they get Kishka a second time, and now 4-2-3. He's just kind of being ignored here on this Husker, though he does make the jump in onto Cuckoo. Can he really keep this fight going? It does seem like he is going to try, and will be able to find the Brewmaster. That's a dieback on Cuckoo. At least for the next minute. And Lilgun, I mean, these... Let's get a scan off. They're going to find 4-2-3. That's the massive target they'd love to take, but he's not that easy, John. He's baiting right now. 4-2-3 almost hoping for the fight to break out, and they do. They do move in, but the Nightmare is there to buy time as the BKB is out. It's going to be a fight between 4-2-3 and Gabby, but Gabby right now is winning 4-2-3. He's gone. He is gone straight off the bat, but he's going to buy back into this team fight as Gabby's getting low now, but he has the Sunder available. Who are they aiming? It's going to be 11. Meanwhile, the supports are dropping slowly. Sanctity trying to get as much done as he possibly can. They've lost 11 on the Mars. They want Gabby on that Terrorblade. That's the big target on the side of T1, and they've got him. So the buyback, it does somewhat pay off for Lilgun, but they've got 2 buybacks on their end of things. In T1, they are showing signs of life in this game number 2. And that Ace-12 Aghanim Scepter, though, I agree, John, is going to cause some issues here in this fight, I think, if he does not get caught out, though. White one, a nice static storm, but Sanctity immediately into the backside, wanting to find those supports. Meanwhile, 11 dropping quite low as Gabby, he's been caught out. There's your Fiend's Grip, they've caught the Terrorblade, but it is cancelled. Carl, he'll get the silence in time. Gabby, he is still going to keep fighting with the Mat Trap. Another spear, it does land. They've got Gabby down, but he'll commit the buyback. Still Aegis is on the deck, all the items are just laying there on the ground, but they will go all the way for the side of Lilgun as Ace-12 finally goes down now, but at the cost of what? More buybacks to come from T1. Is they going to try again to fight back into this fight? Sanctity, he's been locked down this time, but 423 is there to help. Sanctity will take his first death on the Ember. He finally gets taken down once. Gabby, though, he can't afford to be taken down a second time, that's for sure, as Sanctity back into the backside has found Zephyr on the supports, and now Gabby, that'll be a dieback on the Terrorblade, and that'll be the game probably going towards Lilgun, unless Carl can pull off some magic here on this puck. He'll get Kishka down. They're going to keep trying here, T1. But it's going to be a very, very difficult defense now, as you just don't have that pos 1. In fact, they've even found Cuckoo another time. That'll be the 3rd time. It will be. They even dropped the arena to surround themselves, put the walls up to make sure Carl cannot intervene with their business as Lilgun want that Ancient down. Zephyr's going to buy out the axe. They're going to try again. Carl dropping 11 quite low, forcing out the BKB with another strike. They've almost got him down. Coil is there. It did not leash, so 11 is still going to be able to blink out. A charge is out, though. They do secure the killers. Now Ace-12. He'll go for the Nightmare, and the Fiend's Grip has called out Zephyr, but it will be cancelled to Sanctity. He'll jump in and take over. That'll be a dieback on the Spirit Breaker, though now they've got Whitemon back up, and he'll drop the Static Storm onto the Husker, but 423 could not give a crap. He'll just keep going for the Ancient.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Where are the creeps?
Where are the creeps, though, John? Carl, once again, is split pushing and creep skipping, and he has delayed out the game at least for a little bit, but they're going through backdoor protection. Or are they? It's still kind of happening. The Ancient is going down just very, very slowly, but now with 423 attacking a little bit faster, that'll be it.
Oh my god.
Lilgun will take it. T1, they tried, John, but they just weren't good enough today.
Nah. Lilgun just played so well. They pull off that last pick Husker. You had questions about Husker.